Oh, this is 3 pieces of caulk for toilets and kitchens. Guys, this is nice caulk. I mean, you know, you're gonna find some caulk in these bins, and you know, whenever you get some nice caulk, you wanna hold on to the nice caulk. All right, guys, welcome back to the channel, Liquidation Motivation, where we teach you everything about the liquidation business. Guys, if you want to reach out to me, you can text me 315-778-8744. In today's video, we're talking about processed Amazon loads. But there's also processed loads from all different brands, but are processed loads worth it? And my answer is maybe. We found in a storage unit here. Nice little Indian taking a bath. His arms pop out. It's kind of neat, right? Just his arms pop out. So what is a process load? So there's a lot of online sellers out there that like to buy the Amazon truckloads. So what they're doing is they're bringing in the LPN truckloads, they're bringing in the FC truckloads, they're pulling out the stuff that they can sell either back on Amazon or on eBay. So they're pulling out the higher value stuff and then selling the rest. So is that good for a bin store? The answer is yes, at the right price. The problem with the industry is there's some people buying these loads and then reselling the processed loads at the same price as the raw loads. So that's not a good person to buy from. But if they're taking, let's say an FC load costs $10,000 and they're pulling out all the good stuff and then selling it for $10,000, which I've bought in these loads before, no, that's not worth it. But if they're selling it at $7,500, you know, $6,000, yes, I can see a lot of value in it. Because typically they're not taking out the higher value stuff that's like Chinese brands. They're only taking out the name brand stuff. So you still should be able to find some $40, $50, $60 items in there that are just harder to sell online, right? Because let's say you have a stick vacuum cleaner, right, with a Chinese brand. That doesn't sell on eBay. But a Samsung stick vacuum cleaner sells easily on eBay. So they're not gonna take out slow moving items that really don't sell, even if they have a lot of value. Okay, so how do you know that something's processed? I mean, everybody knows that there's FCs that come in 7-foot tall pallets wrapped, you know, that look clean, you know they're not being tampered with. There's LPN that come in coffin boxes, sealed, you know they're not being tampered with. But it's hard to tell with some of these open box loads, you know. If an Amazon load comes in a box that's not typical to Amazon, you know it's been processed. It's just impossible for people not to go through these pallets, right? If there's a reason why they're taking them from an original Amazon box and put it into another brown box. You know, there's a reason. It's because they're pulling out the good stuff. And it's not bad for the industry, especially if your bin store is focused on a lower price model, right? Let's say, you know, you're doing a 10, 7, 5, 3, 1 model. You know, these processed FC loads really work. 7, 5, 3, 1 definitely work. You know, the lower price models work with these loads and you might be able to get more profit out of them. You know, one mixture that's working well for people is doing processed LPN and processed FC, mixing that together. Those bin stores do well because then you're getting the higher value LPN. Those stores normally start at $15 or $12 for the bin stores. You know, as long as you find an honest seller. I mean, I know there's sellers out there that try to regain all their money after the processing. And those are the sellers I don't like. There's sellers out there that just need to get rid of the excess stuff and put it at a drastic discount. Those are the sellers I do like. So today we're gonna look at an FC process load that I bought, and I wanna get your guys' opinion and see if maybe you guys might wanna buy this load. So what does a processed FC load look like? All right, let's look at these pallets, guys. Bang, bang. See, the good thing about this seller is this seller uses square pallets, right? Not octagon pallets. Look at, this is what an octagon pallet does. It cuts off this much inventory from every side. And when you take that inventory out, you know, you're losing about 30 to 40% of the product. Avoid octagon pallets. They do it on purpose. They're deceiving the customers by putting less merchandise in the pallets. They can buy these boxes or they can buy the octagon boxes, right? Right? The honest sellers buy these boxes. That gives you, the reseller, more merchandise. And that's what this game is all about. That's what the bin store game is all about, having more merchandise. All right, let's open up this box and see what it looks like. Bang, bang. I stole that from one of my favorite crypto podcasters, Bang Bang. He says it all the time. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Right off the bat, we see a whole bunch of toys. We see a Swole Doge figure. Oh, Elon Musk Doge figure. That's kind of cool, right? I mean, you know, you get your typical phone cases, bath and kitchen set. I wonder what this is. Oh, it's a faucet. Yeah, these are like $100, guys. These faucets, at least $100. Try to go to Lowe's and buy a faucet. There's nothing under $100. Cutting boards. You can see it's good FC material. It's not just crap. I mean, have you ever seen a bin store leftover loads? I see people selling bin store leftover loads as processed FC pallets. That is shady as shit. I know a bin store guy that opened up a new bin store. He thought he trusted his seller. The seller ended up selling him bin store leftovers. It was all garbage. It was horrible. It's not a way. Those are shitty people, guys. You don't want to do business. You buy one, he tells you it's FC processed. It ends up being bin store leftovers. Never do business with that guy again, and tell everybody you know not to do business with that person, all right? You don't want bin store. I bought one from a lady a while ago. She swore up and down, no, it's raw, it's fresh, it's processed bin store stuff. It was leftovers. It was crap. You know, you can tell by how much garbage you get in it. But you can see that these, look at this, mini Happy Halloween mini bubble wands. That's kind of cool. There's a lot of bubbles in there. I'm probably gonna send that to my bowling alley, right? Give it out whenever they win tickets on the arcade machines. Oh yeah, that's kind of cool. Bowling alley material. Bento boxes. What is this? Valentine's Day cards. That's coming up. That's good. It's in the season. I mean, look through this palette. Look at all the stuff in this palette. Although it's processed, you still have a lot of value in here. A ton of value, a ton of money to be made, a ton of good stuff. Now, this particular vendor takes out all the food and all the clothing. So all you're left with is the raw merchandise. The raw merchandise. Do-it-yourself painting. iPad cases. Oh, look at that, with the butterfly in the back. You know, Brown's box, your typical bin store stuff. You know, this is great stuff for $3, $2, $1 days, but you're gonna get, you know, I don't know how many items are in each one of these pallets. You know, 500 items? So you're gonna be in this stuff at 50, 60, 70 cents a piece, depending on the piece count, but it provides you a ton of value. It provides you a lot of value, guys, a lot of value. This is a fancy box. Valentine's Anniversary Purple Preserve. Well, I don't know what it's in there, but it's a fancy box. So if you need fixtures, go to your local Big Lots. Wait till the end. They're steals, they're deals. You can see all of our pallet racking. We got all this brand new great pallet racking. We're installing in the warehouse now. You know, totally transforming the look of our warehouse. And we got it on the down low. You know, when you're a liquidator and you're in the liquidation business, you hate paying frickin' retail. You know, if I wanted to buy this pallet racking retail, it's costing me, you know, $400 or $500 a section. You know, I bought this at about $100 a section, but now they're offering at $50 a section. They're steals, guys, they're steals. And you can fill your whole warehouse up for a couple $1,000s. It's a great deal. It's a great deal. Go find your local Big Lots. So today is auction number 6 on my whatnot journey. Auction number 5 didn't go so well. I mean, I wasn't feeling good. I was a little under the weather. I don't know if I was energetic enough for the auction, and our average sale was down a lot. It was about 50% of what we were before. So, you know, hopefully today we can pick that up, get back to where we left off. But we have over 1,000 followers already in 6 auctions. Everybody I talk to who does this for 90 days, 120 days, they say they're super successful and they get good value out of their products. There's a super hard learning curve in the middle of it, learning how everything works, learning how to list everything, learning how to organize everything, ship everything. It's a hard curve. But once you learn it, once you get it down, you know, then I think it's gonna be a seamless way to make money for every liquidation business. You know, why not get on Whatnot? But then somebody else approached me yesterday and says, Tom, do you know that like Amazon Live does the same thing as Whatnot? And Walmart Live does the same thing as Whatnot? Why don't you get on those platforms? I've never even heard of those platforms. If anybody out there has heard of them, you know, you can either text me 315-778-8744, or you can leave it down in the messages here on YouTube. You know, are you successful in these other platforms? I would think that a platform like Amazon, who most of the users are paid users of the site, probably have a little bit more money, and maybe the stuff will go for a little higher value on there. I mean, I might be wrong, but I also might be right. So guys, if you're interested in processed FC loads, processed LPN loads, you know, they got a lot of them here in Florida. I know I see a lot of them all over the country. Reach out to me, 315-778-8744. All right, so in conclusion, are processed loads worth it? I started off with a maybe, but the answer is yes. Yes, they're worth it if the seller drops his price enough that it makes sense for the end buyer. Makes sense for me, makes sense for you, makes sense for bin store buyers, bin store seller. A lot of these guys are trying to recoup all their costs. But if you notice, the market is saturated right now and prices are going down. So where processed loads were, you know, $15,000 for LPN, $10,000 for FC, I see those prices falling now. So if you can get a good price and you can be a consistent buyer for the seller, you can make money on this merchandise. So yes, processed loads work in bin stores. Guys, thanks for watching the channel Liquidation Motivation, where we teach the world about the liquidation business. Now go out there and make some money.